Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Rare Coins Treasures. Imagine this. You're digging through an old jar of coins, maybe looking for gas money, when suddenly you stumble upon a plain, ordinary nickel. Or so you think. What if I told you that, very Nickelius, the 1964 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel could transform your life overnight, worth not just hundreds or thousands, but a staggering $765,000 in today's market? Would you cash it in? Or hold on to it, knowing it might climb even higher? Now, before you run to raid Grandma's cookie jar, hang tight because there's more to this story than just pocket change. Here's the shocking truth. Millions of these nickels were struck, but only a tiny fraction carry the secret traits that make them worth a fortune. And if you don't know what to look for, you could literally give away a millionaire maker for just 5 cents at the grocery store checkout. So what makes the 1964 Jefferson nickel so special? And why are collectors fighting tooth and nail to own one? Let's dive in. To understand the value, we need to go back to 1964. The U.S. Mint struck more than 1 billion nickels that year. It was the highest mintage of any nickel up to that time. But here's the catch. Not all nickels are created equal. A small number slipped through with errors, variations, and stunning conditions that today are considered priceless. Let's break it down because knowing these details could mean the difference between a nickel that buys you a candy bar and one that buys you a mansion. The first key is condition. Most nickels from 1964 are worn, scratched, or dulled, but the ultra-rare ones are in pristine, uncirculated condition. Uncirculated condition called full steps. Nickels, meaning you can clearly see every step on Monticello. Details can skyrocket the price from pocket change to 6 or 7 figures. Think of it like real estate. A house with a leaky roof won't sell for millions, but a mint-condition mansion, that's where the money flows. Here's where it gets exciting. Some 1964 nickels carry double dies, off-center strikes, or even planchette errors. These flaws are gold mines. What most people see as mistakes, collectors see as treasure. And remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Many of these coins are locked away in private collections, never to return to the market. The crown jewel, a 1964 Jefferson nickel, no mint mark, with the rarest characteristics. Recently valued at $765,000. That's not a typo. A 5-cent coin holding the power of a luxury home, a fleet of cars, or an early retirement. But here's the million-dollar question. How can you tell if your nickel is the jackpot coin? The truth is, wealth doesn't always come from where you expect it. For some, it's hidden in dusty boxes, forgotten coin jars, or inherited collections. And the 1964 nickel proves that fortunes can be hiding right under our noses. So here's what you do. Grab a magnifying glass and inspect your 1964 nickels. Look for crisp details on Monticello's steps. Search for doubling in the lettering or unusual striking marks. If you think you've found something, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. That step alone can turn curiosity into cold, hard cash. But don't wait. Every year, more of these coins vanish into permanent collections. Every day you delay could mean missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Imagine discovering you had the winning nickel, only after it's too late. And hey, if you do find one, maybe don't spend it on a cup of coffee. Unless that coffee comes with a yacht. And here's the twist. The 1964 nickel isn't the only sleeper coin out there. There are other everyday coins hiding in plain sight, each with the power to turn ordinary people into millionaires. Which coin could be next? Well, that's a story for our next video. So check your pockets, your jars, your old collections. The coin that could change your life might already be in your hands. If you found this video eye-opening, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell because we're uncovering the hidden treasures in U.S. coinage that could make you the next overnight millionaire. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out what looks like an ordinary nickel, and realizing it could change your entire life. That's right, a 5-cent coin that most people overlook every single day could secretly be worth over $655,000. Now pause for a second and really let that sink in. A coin worth less than a pack of gum back in 1961, now worth more than most luxury homes in America. And here's the real kicker. It's not hidden away in a museum or a billionaire's vault. The 1961 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel could be sitting quietly in your change jar, your childhood piggy, bank, or even that dusty coin collection you inherited from a relative. But how does such an ordinary coin transform into a millionaire's ticket? And more importantly, how can you tell if you have one? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know the value and secrets of this rare nickel, but you'll also understand how this single coin could mean the difference between financial struggle and financial freedom. And let's be honest, most people never think twice about nickels. We throw them in a jar, we lose them between couch cushions, we even ignore them at the checkout line. But what if that couch cushion nickel is actually a six-figure lottery ticket in disguise? Now suddenly, you're checking under every sofa cushion, right? Let's travel back to 1961. John F. Kennedy was inaugurated as president. Gas was around 31 cents a gallon, and the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of Jefferson nickels. Now, here's where the story twists. Among the mass production, a select few coins, those with no mint mark, emerged with qualities so unique, so rare, that collectors today are willing to pay astronomical prices. But before we get into exact values, let me ask you something. Would you be able to spot the difference between a nickel worth 5 cents and one worth $655,000? That's the scary truth. Most people can't, which means millions of dollars worth of coins have probably slipped right through people's fingers without them even knowing. And here's the part that shocks most collectors. Not every 1961 nickel is valuable. In fact, 99% of them are only worth face value. So what separates the 5-cent coin from the six-figure treasure? We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let's talk about what makes this nickel so fascinating. The no-mint mark Jefferson. Nickel was struck in Philadelphia. While millions were produced, only a tiny fraction survive today in flawless or near-flawless condition. Combine that with striking errors, die varieties, and grating rarity. Suddenly you have a coin collectors would fight over at auction. Think of it like high school reunions. Everyone shows up, but only a rare few age perfectly, and those are the ones everyone stares at. The same goes for nickels. Most are average, but one flawless beauty steals the show. Now, let's talk money at standard circulated levels. A 1961 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel might fetch you a few bucks. Nice, but not life-changing. But in high-grade ZEM, S65, MS66, or higher, these nickels skyrocket in value. And the ultra-rare, pristine example recently set the market ablaze, selling for a jaw-dropping $655,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin most people dismiss as spare change now holds the power to pay off mortgages, fund retirements, or even launch a brand new lifestyle of freedom and wealth. But here's the urgent truth. Every single day, coins like these vanish. They get spent unknowingly, thrown into vending machines, or left in forgotten jars. And once they're gone forever. Imagine realizing years later that the coin you spent on a cup of coffee was actually worth more than $500,000. That's a regret no one wants to live with. So how do you know if your 1961 nickel is the golden ticket? Look for these clues: sharp, crisp details on Jefferson's portrait, minimal wear, and a strong strike. If your coin looks unusually fresh compared to most nickels, it may be time to get it professionally graded. Because that small step could be the difference between pocket change and a life-changing windfall. And if you're thinking, well, I don't even like nickels, just remember, nickels don't need your love. They just need to sit quietly in your drawer until you realize they're worth more than your car. The truth is, wealth doesn't always come from working harder. Sometimes it comes from seeing what others overlook. The 1961 Jefferson nickel is proof of that, a symbol that hidden treasures are all around us, waiting to be discovered by those who dare to look closer. So tonight, after this video ends, go through that jar of coins, dig into that old drawer, check that box of change you've ignored for years, because your financial breakthrough might just be sitting there, disguised as an ordinary nickel. And if you find one, you won't just be holding a coin, you'll be holding the key to freedom, opportunity, and the wealthy lifestyle most people only dream of. And here's the most exciting part. The 1961 nickel isn't the only coin with millionaire potential. There are others hiding in plain sight, and in my next video, I'll reveal exactly which ones to watch for. You don't want to miss this, so subscribe. Stay tuned. And remember, sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest fortunes. Imagine reaching into your pocket for a handful of change, and without even realizing it, you're holding a single coin. Not worth 5 cents, not worth 50 cents, but worth almost $500,000. Yes, I'm talking about a 1984 Piment Jefferson Nickels coin that looks ordinary to most people, but could transform someone's life overnight. Now, here's the shocking part. Most people have probably spent one without ever knowing. They tossed it in a vending machine, handed it over at a gas station, or left it rattling in a drawer. And that simple mistake might have cost them $486. Oh. So next time you're paying for your morning coffee, maybe pause before you casually hand over that nickel, because it could be worth more than the coffee shop itself. But what makes this humble 1984 Jefferson Nickels so rare, so valuable, and so life-changing? That's exactly what we're about to uncover. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot one, and why collectors are willing to pay a small fortune for it. Let's rewind to 1984. The Philadelphia Mint was busy striking millions of Jefferson Nickels. To the naked eye, they all looked the same: Thomas Jefferson on the front, Monticello on the back. But not all nickels were created equal. Some coins carried striking errors, die flaws, or unusual variations that separated them from the rest of the pack. These rare mistakes are what turn a pocket-change nickel into a millionaire maker. Most collectors and casual coin owners never bother to look closely. They assume every nickel is worth just 5 cents. But in the world of rare coins, those who don't look closely often end up losing big. Think of it like dating. You might think you're meeting an ordinary nickel, but then you discover it has qualities that make it 1 in a million. So, what should you look for in your 1984 Piment Jefferson Nickels? The P under Jefferson's portrait indicates Philadelphia minting, but that alone isn't what makes it valuable. Some 1984 nickels carry doubled features, misaligned strikes, or weakly struck details. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are like rare gems, untouched, flawless, and highly desirable. Here's the kicker. The record market value for this coin isn't just a few thousand. It has reached $486,000 in top-grade condition. But here's the million-dollar question. How can you tell if the nickel in your drawer is one of these life-changing treasures? The answer might shock you. Check your coins carefully. Use a magnifying glass if you have to. Look for doubling, die cracks, or any detail that seems off. Check the condition. Coins that look untouched, no scratches, no fading, are far more valuable. Collectors pay top dollar for perfection. Get it graded. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can officially authenticate and certify your coin's value. Without grading, your nickel is just a story. With grading, it becomes a golden ticket. Remember, every day, countless coins slip through people's hands without notice. That means someone, somewhere, probably just gave away a $500,000 nickel to a cashier at Walmart. Don't let that person be you. And let's be honest, if you do find one, maybe skip the vending machine and invest in something bigger, like a yacht. This isn't just about coins, it's about opportunity. It's about transforming something as small as a 5-cent piece into a future of freedom, wealth, and security. Imagine paying off your debts, buying your dream home, or retiring early, all because you took the time to check the nickels lying forgotten in a jar. And here's the exciting part. The 1984 P. Jefferson Nickels isn't the only coin hiding in plain sight with a millionaire's price tag. In fact, the next coin I'm going to reveal could be worth even more, and chances are you already have it without realizing. So don't miss what's coming next. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and share this with a friend. You never know who might be sitting on a fortune. Imagine holding a simple nickel in your hand, the kind you've tossed in a vending machine or dropped under the couch without a second thought. Now, what if I told you that a single 2000 P. Jefferson Nickels, a coin most people overlook, has been sold for a jaw-dropping $766,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth just 5 cents could be your golden ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. But here's the chilling part. Most people throw these away without knowing the fortune they're letting slip through their fingers. before you reach for that jar of spare change in your kitchen. Stop and think. Could you be holding one of the most valuable nickels in America? Or will you unknowingly let it vanish, only to watch someone else cash in? Be honest, when was the last time you even looked at a nickel instead of just tossing it into your cup holder? Yeah, exactly. This video will uncover why the 2000p Jefferson nickel is so valuable, the secret features collectors are hunting for, and how you could turn this overlooked coin into a ticket to financial freedom. Stick with me because at the end of this video, I'll reveal the shocking detail that separates a regular 2000 nickel worth, just 5 cents, from one that commands $750,000 the year 2000. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produces millions of Jefferson nickels. To the average eye, they're all identical ordinary coins used for bus fares and grocery change. But here's the twist. Hidden within these millions are a select few coins that carry extraordinary value. Why? Because collectors and investors discovered errors, misstrikes, and rare die variations in the Philadelphia minting process. Some of these nickels show doubling in the inscriptions. Others have unusual metal compositions. And a very rare few come with pristine, uncirculated conditions graded by top agencies like PCGs and NGC. And it's these rare survivors that transform from a nickel into a $766,000 treasure. It's like finding a Ferrari in a junkyard you wouldn't expect it, but when you do, your life changes forever. Now, you might be asking, but why would anyone pay that much for a nickel? Collectors are driven by two powerful forces. Scarcity: the fewer of these rare nickels that exist, the more explosive their value. Condition: a coin that looks untouched by time can fetch life-changing money. And here's where fear comes. In every day, people unknowingly spend these rare coins at gas stations, car washes, or even toss them into parking meters. Each time that happens, a potential fortune slips into circulation, lost forever. Now, imagine if one of those was in your pocket right now. So how do you know if your 2000p Jefferson nickel is worth $766,000 or just 5 cents? Look carefully for the P under the year 2000. That identifies the Philadelphia Mint. Search for doubled letters in Liberty or In God We Trust. Tiny mistakes mean massive paydays. If your coin looks flawless, it could earn a mint state or even a proof-like grade, sending its value into the stratosphere. And here's the ultimate shocker. There's one detail collectors almost never talk about, yet it's the single most important factor separating a worthless nickel from a millionaire making one, and that's the strike quality. A perfectly struck 2000p nickel, with every detail sharp and flawless, is the rarest of the rare, and that's the kind of coin that commands over $766,000 at auction. So, maybe it's time to dig through your coin jar before your kids raid it for ice cream money. The takeaway is simple. Never underestimate the small things. A nickel overlooked and forgotten could be the one thing standing between ordinary life and extraordinary wealth. And right now, someone in America, maybe even you, could be sitting on one of the rarest treasures of our time without even knowing it. So here's my challenge. Tonight, go through your change, your coin jars, even the dusty drawers in your home, because if you find a 2000p Jefferson nickel in perfect condition, you're not just holding 5 cents. You're holding a ticket worth nearly $1 million.